No, because
What's up guys? Hey, it's your girl Mina here, and today I'll be doing reaction video, and I chose the amazing Robert Welsh. And if you don't know who that is, you've definitely been living under a rock. Because he is a pro makeup artist and definitely a pro. Did I say a pro? I think I did. So I'm gonna be reacting to him react to Instagram hacks because that's one of the things that I really like watching is his reaction videos. They're really funny. So this one is the TikTok and Instagram hacks. Pro MUA reacts. I believe he's done this before. This is just an updated version. Let's just go ahead and get into it.
hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. So today it's been a long time.
Even before we actually get into the reaction, I just like his aesthetic. He just very calm, he's very chill, he's amazing. He's actually one of my favorite makeup artists on YouTube. I mean, I know he's a pro, but still, like, he's also a YouTuber. Yeah,
A long time since I've done one of these reaction videos to TikTok and things on Instagram. So all of you tag me in so many things and send me so many things.
well, I didn't even realize that it has been so long ever since he's done one of those reactions, because lately I have been really busy editing my own videos that I haven't really kept up with him. I know, I'm not a loyal fan, but I'm still subscribed to him. But people do send him a lot of texts just to see his reaction because a lot of people like it.
Which I'm very, very grateful for. Let me just ask a favour of you though. Please don't comment on people's content with things like sick faces and, oh, Robert, you'll hate this. Just at me. Because I like to think the way I do it is constructive criticism. I will never comment on somebody's personal image. I'm not looking to offend the person as an individual. We're talking about makeup technique and how realistic it is in real life for people. That's all it is. So please don't tie my name to your hate comment on someone else's content.
I'm actually very glad that he brought that up because people can get like really serious when it comes to this kind of things. It's just makeup, guys, you know? He specifically makes fun of the techniques, not the people. And one thing I noticed is that in every one of these videos that I've watched before, he clarifies it in the beginning of the video, like you see it right now. And I appreciate him for that because some of us actually do some of the hacks in this video, especially me.
Okay, so saying that, if you've never been here before, my name's Robert. I'm a professional makeup artist here on YouTube and also in real life, and it's my goal to help you become a pro yourself or just someone who's really good at makeup. And sometimes that means separating what we see online versus reality. And I know a lot of people like to say there are no rules to makeup. I like to think that creativity and individuality have no rules, but makeup most definitely has a theory. And this is for people who want to learn that theory. If you don't want to, keep doing you. But I know for a fact there's a lot of people out there who the kind of TikTok and Instagram makeup theory doesn't work for you because most of the time it's just clickbait. And we're here to kind of separate that and see what is actually achievable and what's actually doable and what is actually workable in real life. Okay, so let's do it. Let's just get straight into it and take a look at our first video. Yeah, that's cool. So I think, where did I say this? I think I said this the other day, but I think when we talk about trying to keep makeup under our eyes looking as natural as possible and as stable as possible, we tend to put a lot of powder underneath and we forget about the moisture aspect. Here's the thing with eyelids, right? We have really oily eyelids majority of the time, so we need to make sure that area is oil-free-ish for our eye makeup, so we use eye primers. Whereas under the eye is completely different. We want the exact opposite. We want to keep it hydrated. When we put on too much powder, we're still sucking that moisture out of the eye area. So when we can get those fine little lines, and this is why I personally don't like baking, for example, because I think it dehydrates under the eye area.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, in my other video, which you guys will probably see on this channel, ever since I've started watching him, I've actually like been slowly quitting baking. It's really hard, especially if you're so used to the technique itself. It's really hard changing a habit, and that's like a habit for many of us. and I actually don't bake as much as I used to, especially under my eyes. It gets really dry and dehydrated like he mentioned, and I either take a tapered brush like this and just like, you know, dust off the setting powder or some loose powder just to set the concealer so it doesn't crease, because my under eyes tend to crease a lot just like many people. Or I just use a damp beauty blender and just press in translucent powder into the skin so I don't have to keep packing more and more powder on there and dry it out even more.
I know there's a lot of you out there that baking doesn't work for you, so you can absolutely try mixing your concealer with a hydrating product. Another great thing about this video is the tone of concealer. A pink tone concealer is great at color correction under the eye if you just want a slight color correction, and you can go.
So what I'm noticing from his reaction is that he actually seems to like this video, this hack, I guess, which is very surprising because most of the hacks he hates them. I mean, that's a strong word, but he does.
And you can go on top with a tiny bit of a lighter one to brighten the eye. So color correct with one that's a little bit pinker, brighten with something that's a lighter concealer. Yeah, that's a good tip too. So like false lashes, we go for those ones that lift in the corner to give us an uplift on the eye area. So yeah, I don't see why you couldn't do the same with mascara. I wouldn't personally leave it inside completely blank. I would maybe shade with a darker eyeshadow just to add still that kind of depth, because that depends on eye shape as well. If you have it too light in here and too dark here, it can make your eyes look further out, and for those who want their eyes to look a little bit further in, you know, it does the opposite. So balance it out with something still a little bit darker, but the uplifted lash is always in comparison gonna make it look like that. Fox eyes, let's stop pulling our eyes like that. I'm just going to say that there. If your makeup hack or your makeup technique is meant to uplift the eye, then what's the need to then further stretch it out like that? Yeah, don't do that. Let's stop doing that.
I like how he just says that, don't do that, let's stop doing that. That's mostly how he talks, and that's one thing I really like about him.
Okay. Who needs that? That's 5-minute craft level there. So here's the thing. Here's why I really don't like that. First of all, cutting your own hair and making it into a hairbrush. You don't know what kind of oils are on your hair. Second of all, makeup brushes aren't just a bundle of hair that is glued on the end and they're like, yeah, that will do. Makeup brushes are cut in certain shapes. They are cut in certain ways. They are tapered, they're angled, you know, there's all these different things. Fibers are different. The weight of a brush is different. The balance of a brush is different. They're a little bit more complex than that. You also have to get the correct density of brush, otherwise it becomes completely useless. So for example, a big fan brush like this, although it's fanned out and spaced out, look at this metal bit here that's clamping the hair there. So when you do push back, there's still some pressure on the application on the brush. Whereas if you just had hair sticking, there's nothing here to stop it from just full on folding. So you don't get that pressure from the hairs. Brushes are a lot more complex than that. I think that's a really terrible idea. And who needs a pen that's also a makeup brush? I mean, I'm a makeup artist and I don't need a pen that's a makeup brush. Who else is going to need that?
Okay, before we go ahead and move on to the next one, that's one of his typical reactions to the hacks. He doesn't really like 5-minute crafts, I noticed. Also, yeah, like, I totally agree with him. Like, who needs a pen that's a makeup brush? Anyway.
No, because of the shape of a spoon. So if your eye shape curves with that shape of a spoon, great. But when you're doing a cut crease, you ideally want it to go with the shape of the eye. It's complementary to eye shape. You can change it slightly, but notice that the shape on this spoon, it kind of goes flat as it goes out to the end, whereas really we want that nice curve, or it goes straight up and out, you know? It's not really, that spoon shape isn't really complementary to the eye shape. I even think that has been touched up afterwards because the shape of that cut crease afterwards is more rounded, whereas like I said, the spoon looks more straight across. So I don't think that is a true hack.
Yeah, I totally agree on that last one too. He has a hooded eyes, so do I, and it's just really hard for me to do cut creases. And like you said, the spoon is like straight outwards, and that would just make it super hard for people like myself to do cut creases with